Okay, so now you've got your shoes off and we're ready to get started. I'm going to take your height and your weight. So with your height, I'll just get you up against that wall. So is this okay if I take your height measurement? Perfect. So heels together. Head in a neutral plane. I'll just extend this tape measure. I'm just going to place this in front of you, directly in front of you, and just gaze over to make sure I've got you at the right height. 156 centimetres. Thank you. Okay. 156. So the next test I'll get you to do is weight. So is that okay if we take your weight? So just get you to pop onto the scales for me. 56. Excellent. So I'll just calculate your BMI, if that's okay with you. That gives us an indication as to what range you're in terms of your weight for your age. Okay. So you have a BMI of 23. So that's great, you're in the healthy range, which aligns well with the goals that you've pointed out in our pre-screening. Yep. So now what we'll do is we'll move on to girth measurements. So what the girth measurements are, it's just getting an idea of all the measurements of the various parts of your body. So what I'll need to do is I need to grab the tape measure and I need to take her around each circumference. So I will need to touch you and manoeuvre around you, and you're comfortable with that?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, great. So we're going to start with the chest. I'll just have you over in this corner again, thank you. And we'll do your chest first. So I'd just like it if you could lift up your arms, thank you. In front, perfect. And I'll go around the side. I'll try not to get too much into your space. Okay, got a measurement of 84 centimetres. 84 centimetres for the chest. Is that bad? Now I'll take your waist measurement as well. So arms up in front. Excellent. So we're going for the smallest part of the waist here. I think we've got that there. So we've got 68. 68 centimetres for the waist. Alright, let's do the hips. Now we've got the biggest part of the hips. Hands up in front. Excellent. I try not to get too much in your way here, coming from the side. We're looking at 98 for the hips. 98. Now, let's do the right thigh first up. So let's have it out. So I'd like you to just take a seat for me. So that way we can just make sure that the thigh is nice and relaxed. And when we do your checkup, next time we'll do exactly the same. So we're getting a consistent reading. So I'll come off to the side again. We're going looking for the largest part. We've got 50. So I've got a measurement of 50 on the right thigh. Now I'll do the left thigh, same position, nice and relaxed. Once again, I'm going to try and come from the side and not encroach on you too much. We have a measurement of 52 on the left. Okay, now we're going to do the upper arm. So just get you over in that space again, out in front, to the side, nice and relaxed. Right. Take a measurement of the arm. a measurement of 28 on the right hand side. And we'll try the left. Nice and relaxed. We want to take a big point. Coming around the back. And we've got the same again, 28. So, what we can also measure from this, from the girth measurements, is your waist to hip ratio. So we've got a waist of 68 and a hip of 98. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So we've done your height and your weight. We've done your girth measurements. Now the reason why we do that is your height obviously is not going to change now at this age, but your weight is a good indicator of how we're progressing, and your girth measurements give us an idea of what areas of your body are adapting, what aren't, what we need to work on more, and just so we can really get a good overall understanding of the progress that we're making with our program.
Yep.
So what we'll do now is just some general flexibility tests. The first one I'm going to do is a sit and reach test. The sit and reach test is I'll have you sitting down on this mat. Now I've got the sit and reach box in front of you just there.
Yep.
So I'll be sitting down with your legs out in front.
Yep.
So you're okay to do the flexibility tests?
Yep.
Both the sit and reach and the, I'll explain to you what the next one is after that. So just have you putting your hands up on the box, on the little roller there. And I'll just get you leaning forward as to whatever's comfortable for you, till you feel like you can go no further.
About there.
Fantastic. 25. Great. That's excellent. So we've got here, we're going to do 2 trials just so we can even it out and make sure that we're getting an accurate reading. So if you'd like to go down and do the same again, thank you. Reaching out in front. Perfect. 26 that time. Excellent. Okay, and now the other flexibility test we do is what we call a zipper test. So that measures for us, we get a good indication of the flexibility with your arms. So what I'll do is I'll give you an example of how it's done. So we just reach up with one hand, reach over with the other, and we'll just note if you can touch. And I might just take the measurement of if you've got any gap between those.
Okay.
So are you okay to do that test? Standing might be great. I can get closer to you. So you're okay to do this test?
Yep.
Excellent. So we'll just get your right hand up and over first, and your left hand underneath. Perfect. Touching. Just on touch. Excellent. Now if you'd like to swap over for me. Left arm. Okay. We've got to get an overlap on this one of 3 centimetres. So the left arm over is slightly more flexible. Okay, so we've got an arm over on the right. We're just going to call that touch and touch. Left is 3 centimetres over. I'll just get you to do that one more time just so we make sure we're getting accurate readings.
Yep.
So the same one, the right arm up and over, the left hand up. Just on touch, excellent. And the same again the other side. And we've got that same 3 centimetre overlap. Perfect. Okay. So the reason why we do those flexibility tests is just once again as a marker for us. So if we feel, down the track that you're getting a little bit tight, we can always come back and have a look at what your original tests were.
Yep.
And we can obviously try and improve on that as well, but you are reasonably flexible, so that's great. Great starting point. So we've done our flexibility assessments. Now let's move on to the muscular fitness appraisals. So the first one we're going to do is a push-up test. Now the reason why we do these, same for all of the other assessments we're doing, is just to get a bit of a gauge as to where you're at now and where we like to get to, and we can just continually mark your progress. So the push-up test is just, I'll get you down in the female push-up position, which is just on your knees, crossing your feet over at the back. And the way we do this one is we have you do as many push-ups as you can in a minute. So we're looking also for a touching of the chest, and you can, I'll let you know when you're ready to go. We'll get you on the timer here. get you to start when you're ready.
Yep.
So no need to push yourself too hard. This is just going to give us a great indication of how our improvements are shaping up. Perfect. Great technique. So we're at the 35-second marker now. Take your time. 14. How many have you?
20.
That's excellent. 22 so far. We've got another 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4. 25. Excellent. Good job. Now there are various ways to do those tests, but I find that doing as many as you can in a minute gives you a good all-rounded idea of what your strength is at the moment.
Yep.
I mean, some people could do those all day long, but we want to know how many you can do comfortably within 1 minute. So the next test we'll do is the abdominal crunch test.
Yep.
So I'll just get you on your back as if you were taking a normal sit-up position. So this is exactly the same as what the push-up test does. It's giving us an indication of your abdominal strength,
Yep.
so we can have a marker for later on to see if we're making progress. So the abdominal crunch, because you're under the age of 45, a crunch is counted when you come 12 centimetres off the ground with your head. So if you're over, it'd be 8 centimetres, but because you're not, 12 centimetres. Okay, so we'll do the same with the minute. So you're okay to do?
Are you going to check the 12 centimetres or would you?
I will, yes. So what I might do is I'll just get an indication of where we're looking at that 12 centimetre marker. Yep, you're a lot higher than that anyway.
Okay, cool.
That's perfect.
So should we
So
write
what
if I
I'll
was
do,
going to my full
I'll just-
capacity?
I'll just sit here and I'll give you an indication of when you're going underneath the 12 centimetres,
Okay,
and
cool.
that's when you'll need to bump it up a bit to be able to pass.
Yep.
Okay. So ready when you are.
Yep. Alright.
Excellent. You are going quite a bit above the 12 centimetres. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're at the 35-second now. 28, 29. See if you can keep your hands behind your head. That's it. We want to minimise any stress and strain on the neck.
Yeah.
50-second marker now. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 6, 7. Excellent. 38. Fantastic. 38. So now we've completed your height and weight, your girth measurements, flexibility assessments, and also some muscular fitness appraisals. We've filled out your fitness appraisal record form.
Yep.
And as I said before, that in terms of BMI, we're normal.
Yep.
In terms of waist to hip ratio, we're good. So all within normal range, which gives us an excellent starting point to get you off to a really good, get you into a really good program. No limitations, everything's looking great. Just checking my checklist here to make sure we've covered everything. Fantastic. Excellent.